Pretty much since the dawn of time, whiskey distilleries have been partnering with celebrities to help gain traction with new audiences and to increase visibility of their brand. It's a very bold and strategic move, but a lot of distilleries have lent into this over the years. However, Laphroaig hasn't. 210 years in operation, and they've never partnered with a celebrity up until September 2025. So that's what we're here to discuss today. We're here to discuss the bold, dramatic, interesting new campaign from Laphroaig featuring the A-lister actor Willem Dafoe. So let's get into it, guys. Before we crack into it and talk about alpacas, peat smoke, and Willem Dafoe, I wanted to introduce myself in case you're new here. I am Rian, and I am a designer and brand developer. I spend most of my days doing that, and most of my evenings thinking about whiskey labels and package design. So when a distillery that is almost 200 years old releases its very first celebrity partnership, and they do it in the weirdest, smokiest, most unapologetic way, I can't not talk about that. So let's talk about Willem Dafoe and Laphroaig, the partnership and collaboration that doesn't care if you like it, so long as you remember it. If you remember the first time that you tried a Laphroaig product, you might recall it with vivid clarity. It is a spirit profile that is medicinal, smoky, coastal, and quite unapologetically polarizing. What's fascinating about this distillery is it does not try to convince you that it's good. It understands that it's a very unique profile and that it's not going to win everybody's hearts. We see Willem Dafoe in a stark white set, whispering, breathing, and trying to describe and articulate the impossible task of defining what it's like to taste the Laphroaig 10. And how do you define the taste of Laphroaig?
The taste. How can I put it into words?
Well, Dafoe doesn't just lean into describing the flavor profile. He uses metaphor absolutely brilliantly. We're using things like
licking a walrus chomping on a seaweed cigar. Like kissing a mermaid in a rocky rowboat on a feisty sea.
And growing a beard
In your throat! Oh! Yeah.
You know, these are fantastic metaphors which perfectly articulate and describe the sensation of trying and sampling such a unique whiskey, such a polarizing spirit. And these metaphors aren't drafted up by ChatGPT or a copywriter that's working for the marketing agency. These are crowdsourced directly from the Friends of Laphroaig, which is the long-standing fan base of the distillery. And I think it demonstrates something which automatically gives points towards the favorability of and how well this was executed. The brand is demonstrating straight away that belonging is far more potent emotionally than persuasion. The film is punctuated by these bizarre, almost Lynchian cues. We're looking at the barley man, this strange barley figure, an alpaca named Honey. These are great, very art house driven visual metaphors, which also establish the brand with long-standing IP that can outlive the length of this campaign and can be reused, regurgitated across multiple different touch points in the future. But all of this raises the question, is this brilliant or is this just bizarre and not going to resonate with the fans that they're trying to capture? So does Dafoe work as a face to the brand? You know, he's not a classic luxury brand ambassador. You don't see him on a yacht with sunglasses, open shirt like you do with Jude Law on that Johnny Walker ad. It's not a very traditional approach towards the selection of talent for a marketing campaign. He's bold, he's unorthodox, he's quite dramatic. Laphroaig isn't a crowd pleaser whiskey. It's polarizing by its very nature. And I think that's why the selection of the talent that is a little bit abnormal is why it's actually such a great choice. It's not stunt chasing, it's brand alignment. Dafoe even shares a personal story about when he was a child locking himself in a cabinet to simulate what it's like to be an astronaut. And I think this detail really matters because it kind of connects with the audience and the metaphors that are being used within this TV commercial. It's about experience. And I think this mirrors the Laphroaig drinker's mindset. We're not looking for the obvious experience here. We're looking for an immersive one. You know, we're not saying drink this product and you can be like me, you can be successful. It's saying drink this if you already get it. Let's talk about the actual campaign and how it's been rolled out. So this is a textbook omnichannel marketing strategy and has been very thoroughly and well rolled out. We have the digital campaign, which is the TVC that we've seen. So this video becomes the foundational template, the foundational element of the campaign. This can be adapted to fit multiple different digital touch points. We've got the TV commercial, the 3-minute cut, and then I've seen it cut down into multiple different time segments, like small little snippets. Whether it's Dafoe talking about the actual spirit itself, or whether it's utilizing the more visually led things like the Barley Man and stuff like that. These are elements that can live on beyond just the one TV commercial. So it's very well structured and thought out. And here's the genius bit. I think the Unforgettable campaign, replacing the F with a PH, which is a direct link to the brand identity. This is a fantastic way to not only engage your audiences, but to have a little bit of fun. They're encouraging fans to submit their names that have an F in it, replacing it with a PH. And this is a great way to have community engagement and also creating an extended brand identity, which lives on beyond just the actual product itself. The campaign also sees a lot of PR-focused activations rolling out. We had the Barley Mo pub in Mayfair, which had been temporarily rebranded as the Barley Dafoe, where they ran a launch event, which also contributed to a whole bunch of new creative content for socials and PR. We had Dafoe present at the event. We had all of the staff wearing the iconic new white boiler suits, the kind of painter outfits, which again tie back beautifully with the visual packaging identity that they've established. We had the Barleymen present, great for a lot of new content. They served a signature cocktail which had been contrived from one of the world's leading mixologists, which incorporated the spirit and giving it a little bit of fun. This is a great way to kind of engage audiences, you know, providing another touch point, an extra added layer of detail to the campaign, just making it even more well built out. The campaign has beautifully visually striking visual aesthetic. This has been rolled out to a lot of out-of-home traditional print media and other, you know, advertising touch points like this, which just again increases the visibility of the brand and just helps get the product out there into the public. So we're drinking the Laphroaig 10. This is a staple in the Laphroaig core range. It is aged primarily in bourbon oak barrels, ex-bourbon barrels, I believe. Doesn't say it on here, but I am fairly confident that it's mostly, if not entirely, ex-American oak, ex-bourbon barrels, right? So let's crack this bad boy open and dive into it. So one thing I noticed when I was pouring this is that it has a little bit of a muted clay, almost coppery sort of straw gold tint to it. The age statement on this being 10 years, I think is a great selection, a great time to pull those casks and put them into a barrel, because particularly for a peated malt, you're gonna find that the longer you leave it in the barrel, the more the barrel pulls the smoke out of the distillate. So when you have a younger age statement for a peated whiskey, typically it's gonna be a little bit more pronounced in its smokiness. Syrupy, sweet, and covered in ash. I'm thinking, imagine a pear orchard at Pompeii. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I know it's not right to use historical calamity as a metaphor to describe the whiskey, but you're getting this gigantic swash of ash and smoke and soot just kind of like piling on to these beautiful, delicate and sweet fruit notes. Notes of puff pastry. There's the baking spices you'd kind of expect from a bourbon cask, which kind of manifesting vanilla, allspice, a little bit of anise, but like subtle, very, very subtle. So yeah, towards the front, we've got this prickly, astringent, tannin forward spice prickle. It then creamifies, new word, look it up, I'm just coined that. It creamifies in the mid, kind of giving that vanilla sensation, and then airs off as though it turned into a fart in the wind, just vanishes. But I think that kind of is probably the best way to describe the whole textural element of that. In terms of flavors, I'm getting like vanilla, I'm getting custard, a little bit of caramel. There's this kind of like nice spiciness to it. Obviously, picking up a lot of the notes that you're getting from the oak. So that is manifesting as pepper, a little bit of cinnamon. We're getting some allspice and a tiny bit of clove. Then that kind of like turns into orchard fruits, stewed pears and stewed apples with cinnamon sprinkled over it. And then it kind of dissipates into this sooty cloud of ash and smoke. This is a whiskey that refuses to explain itself, and Laphroaig doesn't want to. They want you, the consumer, to experience it subjectively, anecdotally, like it is your experience, and they're not trying to force anything on you. So I think the campaign has done an excellent job of portraying that and really letting the eyes of the beholder interpret the product their own way. So I think they tick all the boxes in terms of how it was built out. I know it can be a little artsy and a little bit too abstract, whatever kind of language you want to use to describe it, but I think it does a fantastic job of what it was intended to do. But more importantly, what do you think? As a whiskey fanatic, hopefully as a Laphroaig fan, what do you think of this? Like, not the whiskey, sorry, the campaign. Like, does it resonate with you? Is it ticking the boxes? Did it make sense? Did it have you questioning your thoughts or your interpretations of the spirit or of the brand? These are like really important questions to ask yourself, and they're the kind of things that make me very excited to hear. So if you get a chance, please drop it into the comments below. It helps me and my channel grow, and more importantly, I actually love to hear other people's thoughts on things like this. So share your thoughts with me, and as always guys, may your days be as full as your glass. I really hope to see you again here soon. Cheers.